Hey guys, Phoenix Spring Tower here. So, Wendy Williams. So, Wendy is in the news. She's trending in the news at the moment for cancelling the promo for her for the start of her season 13 talk show. So, she's cancelled the promo. So, there is a lot of speculation as to the reason why she cancelled. The notice said that is due to health concerns, and that was followed up by a paparazzi picture of her coming out of a car wearing hospital socks, and that is in the thumbnail for this video. Now, what's interesting about this is that what's also going viral at the moment is past interviews that people who knew her have given. So DJ Boof, who parted ways with her, and a lot of things are alleged as to the reason why he parted ways, but he did say that a lot was he was predicting at the time that her show was gonna be cancelled because a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes were going to come to light. Charlemagne the God also talked about it as well, in terms of her health, and claimed that Dalma and I think the production company were literally just propping her up for the sake of money and for the sake of ratings, and Wendy should have stepped down a long time ago. And also a lot was going on in preceding this. There was Calvin was beginning to bubble up in the news again in terms of Calvin wanted to launch his partner, the one who was cheating on with Wendy, wanting to launch her career. So there was a lot going on, that's been bubbling beneath the surface. And a lot of this has come to light now with Wendy cancelling her promotion. So if you saw my previous reading on Wendy Williams, this is the one with Wendy v. Tabitha Brown, which I did a few months ago. I did predict this in a way. What I predicted in that reading was Wendy's show would eventually come to an end. Now I know all things do come to an end. Yes, I know that, but to me it was more immediate, and I did predict that this would have come up in terms of talks of a show coming to an end. So I did predict that. So what we'll be doing in this reading now, therefore, we'll just be looking into the current energies around Wendy Williams, but in particularly we'll be looking into the reason why she's cancelled her promotion. Is it really due to health, or is it due to something else? So that's what we'll be looking at in this reading. Okay, so we have Three of Pentacles. That Three of Pentacles is talking about a team behind her. So thank you. So there's something about, with this Three of Pentacles, there's a team working around her. There's a team supporting her. I'm seeing that around her, there's a point person looking and taking care of different elements of Wendy. So you'd have someone taking care of her public image and her press and her PR. She'll have her manager. She'll have another person looking at something else as well, all with the aim of giving a certain impression when it comes to something. So it's a coordinated effort going on here. With the High Priestess, there's a coordinated effort going on about something with the High Priestess that we don't immediately know. So what is coming through is that a lot of people are having a coordinated effort to put out a certain picture, to put out a certain impression, but it's something that we don't immediately know at the moment with that High Priestess, because that High Priestess always talks about things that aren't. High Priestess talks about the undercurrent or the under essence of a situation. So in terms of them saying promotions have been cancelled because of health reasons and Wendy with health socks and that sort of thing, what this High Priestess is saying is that there is more to the situation than that. There is more than meets the eye, right? So that was the question we were starting off with. So tell us about this High Priestess. Tell us about what more to this situation that meets the eye. What more is there that's going on? Notice that I'm also going to be channeling messages as well, okay? Wendy has lost her sharpness in terms of what makes her tick. Yeah, there we go, Seven of Pentacles, that's what I'm saying. In terms of what makes her tick, Wendy has lost her sharpness, and that there are a lot of ideas and there are a lot of directions that they want to take the show in, but Wendy is the one who steers the ship. right? So if you're the person who is steering the ship, or your front person is rusty or is not as sharp as they used to be, or doesn't have the relevance that they still have, even if you have all these ideas, it's taking a lot of work to make these ideas grow and blossom. It's taking a lot of work to take the show to the next level that it has the potential to go to. It's almost as if, you know, when you strike, I'm being shown a vision of striking a match and the flame gets really huge, but then it dies down and goes, and you have to strike another match. That's almost like, it's a really weird analogy, I know, but I'm saying that there are a lot of ideas for the show. Dalma and Mortimer, I think, is the name of the production company. There's so many avenues, so many things they want to try for the show, so many ideas that they have. But that person that's steering the ship, this thing that they're trying to protect, that's under the surface, that is what is preventing the show from going to another level. So that's why they keep on trying to prop her up, because they're just thinking, okay, well, you know, either I think that there is a contract that needs to run its course. It's not as easy as just pulling something, because if you pull a show, then you have to pay someone a lot of money to pull a show, is what I'm saying. I'm just saying contract and pulling a show. You have to pay someone a lot of money, so it's worth getting someone. So, okay, let me explain this. So let's say a contract is 5 years. Right? And if you cancel that contract early, you have to pay someone a lot of money because of the clause that's developed in the contract. You have to pay someone out a lot of money for cutting it short. What I'm seeing is that they would prefer, even if they're propping someone up, even if the ratings may not be as high as they would like it to be, it's almost cheaper to do that and let someone journey through their contract as much as they can. It's cheaper to do that than pulling the plug and paying someone off that money. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on with this Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what else do we want to ask at this point? I think we want to ask, yeah, let's go back to our original question and let's get some more information on this High Priestess. What else is going on below the surface when it comes to Wendy? Is it really the health, or is it something else for the reason for these promotions being cancelled? I don't know if I want to take these because I hadn't finished asking the question. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, we have the Hermit, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Do we want to take this? Let me continue shuffling. Let me ask the question again. So the question is, what is the reason for cancelling that promotion? Let me ask the question, my gosh. These cards. What is the reason for cancelling the promotion? Is it really Wendy's health, or is it due to something else? So what is the reason for cancelling the promotion? Is it really due to health? Oh, the cards are very sticky. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Right. One more? Okay. Actually, yeah, it is due to health, actually. Four of Swords. There is a health element that's coming up. Notice this person battered and bruised and so on, just needing some rest. Yeah, this is someone who needs to have some rest. But it's not just a type of rest, it is due to health. There is an emotional vulnerability that's going on here with Wendy. There's an emotional vulnerability. There is a need for her to be really protected at this time, to be really looked over, to be really treated with TLC at this point. We have that in the Magician. However, with the Magician, there is a health issue, and they've put out that there's a health issue. But what this Magician is coming through here, this is the PR effect that I mentioned earlier. There is some sort of PR that's going on to spin something, to make it seem there is more than just, you know, when you say health or just exhaustion, oh, I have graves, there is that. But I'm picking up that there is, again, as we picked up with the High Priestess, I'm picking up here, there is more to that health issue than meets the eye. So what is that more than meets the eye? What is that more than meets the eye? Notice we have a King of Cups here. this is, when I did my previous reading, this was the Kelvin card. Now, what's really interesting is that with the Kelvin, you would think that you would get a king of something, but Kelvin is more, this shows someone who, I don't know, this could either be a recent boyfriend that she has, or someone who is wooing her, or someone that she's interested in. So this card just popped out, so I'll put this to one side at the moment. Okay, so what is this further health concerns? What is this further reason we're picking up here as to the reason why for this promotion hiatus? What is the further reason? Let us know. What is the further reason for this promotion hiatus? And then we'll get into what happened with DJ Boof, because that's something that came through. So what is the further reason for this hiatus? Oh, yeah, there we go. Wendy, there's something, what's coming through a lot is mental health. Because we came through here that Wendy needs to be, so this is the rest card, taking yourself out of a situation, getting time to recuperate and so on. But so that's the health card, yes. But in addition to health, we have this 8 of Swords. Wendy is not all the way there. Wendy is not all the way there at all, mentally particularly. She would look at the way she's tied up, right? There is a way that Wendy views herself. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm going to put the word alleged next to it. Alleged for everything. Alleged for everything that I picked up here, but there is something about abuse of stuff that is, with the Hangman and the 8 of Swords, like she's not mentally there, is what I'm going to say. When you have someone with a card like this, usually to manage this situation, they tend to rely on substances, or they could be relying on medication, or they could be relying on a lot of things. But it's almost as if someone is going through anxiety or a psychotic break or something like that. Like it's almost as if someone would need to be sent to a home or sent to a facility allegedly, or sent somewhere, right? Because we have with this Hangman card, this is someone who is in a point of stasis. They're going down a path that is quite a slippery slope from a mental health perspective. I get someone who is looking at their life and, oh God, we just saw the Justice card, and I was just about to say, let me see if I can get this Justice card back up again. Anyway, it's just someone who's looking at their life and asking why, and what is it all for, and is this just it? And notice for this 8 of Pentacles, she's very skilled at what she does, but notice that flame is going down. This show is coming to an end. It's not a matter of if and when or buts, but it is coming to an end. Look at that flame burning down, right? She is, in terms of whether she is ready for it to come to an end or not, she's in two minds about it. I'm seeing like a lot of legal paperwork here, and I'm seeing that there are other things that she could very well go into that would be more up her street on that side. So it could be that she is looking and waiting to plan the right moment herself to make that transition. Okay? But when we talk about the High Priestess, and the 8 of Swords, that talks about someone not mentally balanced, someone not being mentally stable, someone not being mentally there. And I'm getting the term Britney Spears. It's sort of along those lines. Someone's not mentally there. It's like someone has cracked, is what I'm being told here. And that's the underlying reason. Yes, she has a lymphedema. Yes, she has her Graves. But there is more underlying health issues and worries, especially from a mental perspective, going on here. And what this is saying is, let me just get another clarifier for the Sun. With the Sun next to the Magician, next to the 4, they had better be very careful with the way they deal with this, because with this Empress card here, notice this Empress is something that's going to be born, something that's waiting to be released. They have better be very careful that they manage this situation properly, because this could be potentially very embarrassing. Sorry, I'm just going to say it the way it is. So there is a magician, there is someone who is like a maestro in the background who's very skilled at propping Wendy up. She is going to be propped up. I'm being shown that it's in the balance. You know that her going out on that date in, I think, oh my gosh, my throat, wow. It's like I have, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was going to say. Like talk show, and then I have like something constricting my throat. Sorry. Wow. Oh gosh. Ooh. Okay. As that was happening to me, what I was being told is that something, even though the promotions have been delayed, it could be that the start of the show may be delayed as well. Or they start the show and she's there for 2 days, or she's there for 2 weeks or something like that, and then they pull it and she has to go on hiatus again. They may, if they don't do that with her, she is going to embarrass herself, and people are going to see with the sun the true nature of all of this situation, with her being in that Hangman, 8 of Swords state and the 4 of Swords state. That would be revealed. That's number one. Number two, this could also be speaking that when she does come out, they would look to use this situation. This magician character may want to continue doing that PR spin where they release a narrative, but they get in front of the story before the story gets in front of them, right? And that could help boost the show's ratings. Okay, that's another thing I'm being told with the Empress. In terms of Wendy, they may be looking to use this situation to help boost her ratings when she does come back out. But the true essence and the true reality of what she's going through is going to be sort of stifled, which is shown by me getting that block in my throat. I'm being told that a lot of people want to come out and speak about this, but they're just too scared. I mean, that choking stuff that I got in my throat was just unreal. That's really never happened to me in a reading. It could be that Wendy herself even wants to come out and say a lot of things, but she can't. There's a lot of pride there. There's a lot of shame that is coming through here with Wendy as well, tuning into her. There's a lot of pride, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of her wanting to put herself across as being a particular way. I don't know this woman, but I like her. You know, that's something that she said, you know, about her life post-Calvin. But she's never really been able to have that life. Like, we have a Queen of Swords. She's never really been able to have that life post-Calvin take off, is what I'm being told. Oh my gosh. With me and that, so there's a lot of stuff with this Queen of Swords. There's a lot of stuff that she keeps to herself. There's a lot of stuff that is not said. You know, she really puts up her boundaries when it comes to people, and yeah, she's very clever at doing that. Okay, let's go into DJ Booth, because I did say that I would do this. That's DJ Booth with his music. Knight of Wands. Okay, so that's the thing. I knew he wanted to come through. So what happened between Wendy and DJ Booth? What happened between Wendy and DJ Booth? So DJ Booth knows a lot about what's going on with this woman, and he would, and what I'm channeling is that he used to cover for her quite a lot. He was her confidant. They were really, really close friends. There was a lot of stuff that she would do that would make him uncomfortable, but he went along with it anyway because he believed in Wendy, right? He wanted to be just a genuine good friend, and he just wanted to be there for her. So a lot of the shenanigans that she would get on with, he knew what the score was. He knew what the game was. And even if it didn't paint him in a good light, for the sake of her, he was happy to go along with it. That's what I'm being told. Three of Wands has come through with DJ Booth. So this is representing him going, him leaving that situation with her, and looking on what's happening from a distance, and looking on everything that he knows as well from a distance. What else? So tell us what actually happened. Why did they part ways? Why did Wendy and DJ Booth part ways? Chariot, yep, we know that they parted ways. What is this Page of Swords? What is this Page of Swords? Okay, thank you. This Page of Swords, so pages represent either new information, or pages could also represent someone behaving in a way that's juvenile. Page, you know, juvenile page is like almost like a childlike, you know, like behavior that's not becoming, right? That's the page. And what also came through is because of that behavior is what we came through with the Chariot. That behavior caused that moving on and that parting of ways. Now, it's the behavior that happened. Now, with the Eight of Wands reverse, this came through reverse, and I don't do reversals. My card is upright, but this is how it wanted to come through. That tells me that there is some action or something that happened with the Page of Swords. There is some action or something that happened that was like crossing a line. You know, when like with a child, when a child doesn't understand boundaries and they do something that crosses a line, that is something that happened. That was really with the Page of Cups. Now, this Page of Cups has come through with it as well, right? This Page of Cups, so we have Page of Cups and we have Page of Swords. We have two pages. So that talks about behavior from, and these are mature individuals. Wendy is 50, I think DJ Booth's in his 40s. So with regards to this situation, both of them are getting pages. So that talks about behavior, and cups always talk about chakra and love and unexpected. In this context of this reading, is something unexpected to do with love. Right? Something that, oh my gosh, when pigs fly, that would happen. Well, you know, pigs did fly and this did happen. There was an indiscretion, allegedly, a sexual indiscretion, allegedly, an action that was performed that caused this parting of ways. And we have the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups talks about disappointment. So this is the thing, those rumors, hang on, there's something else I'm picking up with regards to this as well. Something else I'm picking up. With these cups, with this Five of Cups here, I'm being drawn to something in this cup. I'm being drawn to something in the cup. So it's either someone was drinking a lot, intoxicated, or on some sort of a substance, because I'm seeing the cups here and I'm seeing the cups up there. Yep, there was an action, an extension. Look at this card really carefully. There was an extension of love here that was improper or inappropriate, because page is like young, it's inappropriate, and there's a lot of cups here. There's something in this cup, drinking, that led to a point of no return. Right? That really led to a point of no return. And it puts someone in a vulnerable position with this Star card here. So there was impropriety that happened. What happened? Let me, 24 minutes. Okay, let's. It seems as though, yep, Wendy was very vulnerable at this point between them, and it was improper behavior. Is this the first time, allegedly, that this has happened, or has it happened with other people as well? This inappropriate behavior. I'm being told that there are other people with whom this inappropriate behavior happens. Yeah, look at that, Two of Cups. Yeah, there have been other people with whom this, because we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups, the Star, and the Five of Cups. So it's a lot of cups talks about emotion and emotional relations. And these two cards have come up next to the Eight of Wands reverse. So there are instances where she has been, and Cups talks about intoxication in the context of this reading, especially from an emotional perspective when you're acting in an influence that, with the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, your judgment is immature with regards to this situation. And I'm being drawn again back to this Eight of Swords. And this is Wendy mentally not being there. So there's a lot of ways of her being that are not mentally there, that are where she acts in an indiscriminate way. And there have been more people that she's done that with. Where does Kelvin fit in all of this? Let's just wrap up the reading with this. Where does Kelvin fit in with all of this? Where does Kelvin fit in with all of this? We have the Three of Swords. Yikes. He broke her heart. And when it comes to Three of Swords, threes always talk about three people in a situation, as a group of people in a situation, right? Kelvin was the one, in terms of this coming to light, it sort of tipped it over the edge with this Three of Swords. Okay, what else could we say with this? Where does Kelvin fit into all of this? Yep, it's Kelvin, but next to the Star, that's where her vulnerability comes from. And this vulnerability that this Kelvin situation has opened is something with the Eight of Swords, with the Eight of Wands, sorry, that she's never quite managed to heal, right? With the Star card and the Eight of Wands, ever since this Kelvin situation, it's almost as if she's not acted in a right way. She's never been able to recover from that. And a lot of it is her trying to find connection or trying to prove herself to save face. Yep, test 10 of Cups, that's what she wants, to save face, to say that she's all right and everything is okay with her with this 10 of Cups card. And she tries to do that by having those other relations, this Two of Cups with other people. She's always trying to save face. But what I also channeled as well is that at the very beginning of this falling apart, you know, she was saying, I don't know who this woman is, but I like her. You know, she would say that a lot. She really had the opportunity to really craft her career at that point and go down another road. But she felt that if she went down that road, it wouldn't be who Wendy is or who people know Wendy to be, which is the queen of messiness, you know? So she felt that she couldn't go down that road. So when she talks about other people, in a way, there's an inauthenticity about it, because you're talking about other people, but look at your life, you know? So in a way, the gig's up with her. Yep, Three of Swords, Three of Cups. That's the thing. There are other people in this situation. The thing is, she was more than happy to have this other woman in this situation with the Three of Swords and Three of Cups. She was happy to have the other person in the situation as long as it didn't come out. Her worst fear with this Star card, because all of this is coming up next to the Star card, her worst fear was having a situation where this other woman became public. That was her worst fear, and her worst fear came through. Okay, any further messages before we wrap this up in terms of Wendy Williams? Any further messages before we wrap this up? Any further messages on what we can expect, what could come up for Wendy? Any further messages? I feel this King of Wands person is her manager. We have the Devil. They're going to push her with this, but yep, there we go. There's Wendy. Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords. She's not all the way there. This woman's not all the way there. With this Devil and the Queen of Wands together, that is a lethal combination. That's someone who is going to be acting in a way where they themselves are going to be showing themselves up. They're going to be showing themselves up. There's something with this King of Wands energy. I don't know who that energy is, but when DJ Boof says, and then we have the Two of Pentacles under the deck, when DJ Booth says that there are a lot of things that are going to come up and this is going to blow up and that sort of thing, I'm seeing it in the cards here with this Devil and this Queen of Wands. Because with the Devil, Queen of Wands and King of Wands, Wands talk about fire, they talk about passion, they talk about explosiveness, right? And with the Devil in there as well, things could really go wrong really fast and go wrong in a spectacular way. Look at the fire in this person's hands and going poof. And with the Two of Swords, potentially no one may see this. They may think Wendy is fine, and then something comes up out of left field. Okay. Very lastly, to wrap up this reading, there is someone who's going to, with this Thief card, someone's going to be leaking stories to the press and planting stories behind her back with that Thief card. Some disgruntled employee or something like that's going to be doing it. It could also be someone who is in her trusted circle who is also stealing money from her. So it could be a literal meaning as well. What else to wrap up this reading? What further messages to wrap up this reading for Wendy? Yeah, that's what I said. Someone, thief and poverty. Her reputation is going to be hugely damaged. That's coming up. Something to do with her reputation being damaged. It could be, especially from a contractual point of view, she may be cheated out of money, or there's something to do with her finances that aren't as good as we think it is. But that, it doesn't literally have to mean dollars and cents. This could also be your social stock, if you like. You know, how people view you. Do people view you as damaged goods? What's your reputation like? Right? And her reputation is taking a knock. And there are people who have been leaking stories that have been damaging her reputation, and that ultimately damages your pockets, right? What else? What else in terms of, what else in terms of what's coming up for Wendy? What else in terms of what's coming up for Wendy? Yep, toil. They're going to just keep her working. This is going to do a lot for the ratings. It's going to do really good things for the ratings. But with poverty and theft, at what cost? Right? And this, thank you, Spirit Guide. So what this is telling me is that she is not up to it. What was previously enjoyable and everything for her, she's not up to it anymore. But that doesn't matter. So with this thief and poverty, even though we have great fortune, this is going to do really well for the ratings, but at what cost? Ultimately, it's going to be at the cost to her. The production company and everyone around her are making money off of her. You know, she's the cash cow, basically. And what I mean by cash cow, anyway. Yeah. That's the thing. They just view her and all of this as being a gift in terms of ratings. I'm also being told that there may be a way of them being able to stabilize her as well. And again, this Knight of Cups, this person keeps on coming in. Okay, what else for Wendy before we wrap up this reading? We just got a concern card there. But let's just see last few cards for Wendy. Last few cards. Yep. Distant horizons. So there is more stuff to be coming up with regards to her, and it's not too far away. There's more stuff and information to come up, and that's what, yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that because I know we're going over. It's 34 minutes now. Okay, so if you have any comments, if you have any feedback, do leave them down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in future readings. Okay, bye for now.